operator. This is Black Paladin 84 with a loot location intel report. Today's target or targets are hidden poppy fields south and also hidden poppy fields north. So the reason why I'm doing a 2-for-1 in this video is that the orientation of the loot buildings are mirrored and the loot layout is essentially the same, as well as the positioning of the enemies. So in this video I will go over the ease of access, that is how easy it is to get to the location or locations in this case, the resistance, how many hostiles you can expect to encounter, the time factor, the amount of time that you can expect to have to spend or devote in this loot run, and the rewards that you can expect to have access to, or the number of loot boxes that are available at the location, might be a better way to say it. So first of all, the ease of access. Hidden Poppy Fields South is located at coordinates 172 by 132, and Hidden Poppy Fields North, the buildings are at coordinates 178 by 153. So what I mean by ease of access is how close or how far the particular location is from landing zones and also outposts. So we'll start with Hidden Poppy Fields South. The landing zones that you can have access to are Mike 1, Mike 2. If you are in Mithras faction, you will have access to Bravo 3, November 1, and Juliet 4. As you can see, there are 2 outposts located in relatively close proximity to the objective, that being Gladiator and Eagle. Now, regarding the landing zones, obviously they are quite a distance from the objective, excluding Bravo 3. Bravo 3 is an exclusive landing zone to Mithras faction. So if you are in Mithras faction, then obviously that will be the landing zone that you would want to utilize, since it is approximately 800 meters from Bravo 3. However, for Crimson Shield and Lemang Recovery Initiative, you will only have access to landing zones Juliet 4, November 1, Mike 2, and Mike 1. So bear that in mind. If you have a limited time and want to do just a quick loot run, these are factors to take into consideration. As I said, Bravo 3 from Mithras is approximately 700 or 800 meters foot distance from the objective. However, the other landing zones are over a kilometer away. I believe Mike 1 is almost 2 kilometers, and the same with Juliet 4. So these are considerations to take into account regarding the time that you want to allocate to this particular loot run. And now for ease of access for Hidden Poppy Fields North. Obviously, as you can see, Gulf 3 is very in close proximity. It's approximately 200 meters from the buildings. And you have the outpost, the Falcon outpost a few more another 100 meters or so beyond that. So that in regards to distance and proximity, the hidden poppy fields north has a far better accessibility or ease of access in regards to proximity to landing zones and outposts. So I'll break up the ease of access score between the two, starting with hidden poppy fields south. Ease of access, though not being difficult, as in you're not needing to fight through enemies to get there, just the distance that you will have to travel is quite significant. And so as a result of that significant travel distance, hidden poppy fields south receives an ease of access score of medium to low. Hidden poppy fields north, however, since it is within 300 meters of an outpost and an LZ, the ease of access score given will be excellent. Moving on to resistance. At hidden poppy fields south, the level of enemies that you can expect to encounter is tier 1, that being flip-flops, and you can expect to encounter usually 3 positioned around in close proximity to the buildings themselves, with 1 possibly patrolling up and down the dirt path, with a 4th or a 5th patrolling up and around the trail in the poppy field itself. So that is hidden poppy fields south. And the resistance, that rating that I would attribute to it, is low to medium, since the number of enemies that you will be encountering is always a factor. However, the fact that they are low-level enemies will tip the scales of combat in your favor. Of course, that hinges upon the assumption that you will be using good tactics and strategy. Resistance at hidden poppy fields north is essentially the same. You will have 3 hostiles positioned within the buildings or around the buildings, with a 4th enemy patrolling along the trail within the poppy field itself. However, there is the occasion that there will be 2 enemy hostiles patrolling on a trail within the jungle itself. And so hidden poppy fields north has the possibility to have up to 6 enemies. Next, the time factor that the amount of time that you may need to attribute to clearing the area. Scoring on a scale of low to high, low meaning you will need to devote a low amount of time to the loot run itself, and high meaning you will have to attribute a high amount of time to the loot run. In this case, high being bad and low being good. The time factor attribute for hidden poppy fields, both north and south, the score given is low, simply because of the level of the enemies and the layout of the location itself. Finally, the rewards that you can expect to take away from the loot run itself. So starting with Hidden Poppy Fields South, in the westernmost building of Hidden Poppy Fields South, you will find a UN firearms box, an ammo box, as well as an equipment box. In addition to that, inside the locked room or the locked building, which is the central building of the three, you will find a military firearms crate and an ammo box. Now, at Hidden Poppy Fields North, you will find similar loot boxes. However, there is an ammo box located in the back of a pickup truck at this location, and then in the building furthermost to the west, you will find an equipment box and a firearms box. Alrighty, so I'm headed out to Mike 1 from base camp. FYI, this is from Crimson, so if you're not in Crimson, your flight times will vary. Alright, upon landing, just going to adjust my tacticals, and I will be beelining straight there. So this part of the video will be expedited as well. Okay, so we're approaching now. We're within 85 meters, and it's taken me about however much time to get here, and divide that by 8 if my math is mathing to get actual real time. But I think it's taken me about 45 in-game minutes to get here to this location. So there is a wrecked car, wrecked white pickup, just ahead here that an enemy usually is hanging around at. Okay, I got one far. Well, there's one there. Alright, let's get the party started. Ooh. Okay, that's two. I like to go on this side because there could be someone in the jungle that I don't know about. It's a light bleed, so I won't worry about it for now. Three. Okay. Gonna check the entrance path. I can't see. Okay. We'll check the patrol route up the back here. I think that's him over there. Let's push up a bit closer. Yep. I think that's him down. So that's four. Okay. Probably went past him. Where is this guy? Here he is. Okay, so one. This room is usually empty as far as loot is concerned. Occasionally there will be an enemy inside. This is enemy number 2. $3. Number 3, $9. And number 4, KW House. $14. KW House. Conwan Village, okay. So yep, as you can see from that example, it's a good idea to check the bodies. Even if you're not looking for cash, like in the odd chance that you are rich beyond your wildest dreams and still playing this game, still check the bodies for keys. Unless, of course, you have every game in the key already. I mean, in every game in the key. Unless, of course, you have every key in the game already, is what I was trying to say. So that was obviously an equipment box located there. There's ammo box here. Nothing that I want. And then you have your UNLRA firearms box. I'll just take this to sell, most probably. And that's the easily accessible loot boxes that you don't need a key for. But again, I have found the key that you need on the guys that are guarding this place. So again, just to reiterate, always check the bodies. The key that you need is HF3 hut. I'll show you what it looks like. It is just a skeleton style key, generic, that sort of shape. All the skeleton keys are the same anyway. But yeah, HF3 hut, a key to a hut near hidden poppy fields south of ground zero. So this is obviously hidden poppy fields south. Now you'll find ammo box, randomized loot. Can find loot up here. I found a few good things, but yeah, randomized. Military firearms crate. We got quite a bit in here. Interesting. Ooh, 20 round mag. Thank you very much. AK-12 and an AK-19 with a nice laser, which I'll take. Alright, so that is Poppy Field South. So yeah, like I said, 4 enemies on this occasion. However, there can sometimes be up to 5. Alternatively, they can sometimes be only 3. So now I'm going to return to Gladiator, and then I'll fly over to Poppy Fields North. Just to reiterate, it's good to check bodies at least for keys. Even out here in this location, I found a key for the HF3 hut. only 3 this time. Okay. So pretty much due south from Falcon Outpost, you'll find it in the jungle, you'll find a trail which occasionally does have an enemy patrolling it. But I primarily get my bearings based on a little checkpoint that is here, an umbrella. I think that's it over there. I think I see a flashlight in the distance, maybe? Yep. So our patrolling friend appears to be patrolling. Just follow the trail. Well, I just follow the trail because it's easiest way to find them. And you don't make as much noise rustling through the jungle. And the rain helps with masking your noise. Sure, I saw a flashlight. Yeah, maybe wandered off into the jungle. Okay, I'm pretty sure I see 2 already. Keep an eye out for a single patrol unit in that direction. At night time, you can get away with just coming in the front gate. I think there's 2 there. Just make sure no one is going to immediately sneak up behind me. I think that's 3. Let's do another visual sweep. Alright, I'll clear it before I start looting anything. I have encountered 2 patrols in that section of jungle, so just be aware. Alrighty. the main area, at least, we seem to be clear. Alrighty, so we have our building with nothing in it, like at south. What's our visibility like? Not great. So again, check bodies, at least for keys. Thought I heard footsteps. Could just be the rain. Find out sooner or later. Okay, so our loot box locations are a little bit different than the south. You have a firearms box here. Same tables and stuff that might have random small loot items like food and tracking tags, drinks. And then in here we have an equipment box. But no ammo box here. This location, the ammo box is here in the back of the white pickup. I think it's a Nissan Navara. Still keeping an eye out for the patrolling guy. So that's the external loot that is available for non-key holders. And then you have HF2 hotkey, which looks exactly the same as HF3 hotkey. The only difference is the number there, obviously, and also the description. The key to a hut near hidden poppy fields south, the key to a near hidden poppy fields north. So obviously you need the north key. But I have found the key on the bodies of these guys. In fact, the first time I was attempting to record footage for this guide, I did not have the HF2 key at all in my possession. And then I did a run through, and one of the guys had the key, the exact key that I needed. So that was fortunate for me. M16, M617, I will take. Yeah, so in this HF2, in my opinion, it's not as good as HF3 because HF2 has the military firearms box usually there, and it has the ammo crate there, I believe. And I think, from memory, I could be wrong, there's an equipment box as well. So that's it. That's hidden poppy fields south and north. But I'm going to give you a bonus because there is actually a third hidden poppy field. So it's, where is it? It is over here, hidden poppy fields. I'm going to call it northeast. It is southeast of Nomad and north of Shepherd and Wrecked Plain. Closest the LZ would be Golf 2 and or Oscar 1. So let's go there now. put a marker down. So if you wanted to do this loot run in this specific order, obviously, as you just saw, the flight from Gulf 1 to Gulf 2 is very quick. So if you only had a short period of time, you could probably just link the two northern hidden poppy fields together. Let's knock that over, because as you'll see, this hidden poppy fields northeast is probably the easiest of the three. And there's another benefit as well, which I'll get to when I get to it. So yeah, accessibility for both hidden poppy fields north and hidden poppy fields northeast, very good. Obviously, hidden poppy fields north will be the uh, easiest to access since it's so close to the LZ. Hidden poppy fields northeast, you have to hike from Gulf 2 this distance, but negligible. Hidden poppy fields south, yeah, the most annoying to get to, I'll say. All right, so here we are. Usually there'll be maybe 2 or 3 enemies at this location. I think I saw one just, oh no, I don't know what that was. There's a guy, I think. Yep. So we got one there. Maybe one on the other side of this building. But one to keep an eye out for is on this hilltop, there's a little tent. Let's see what visibility is like. Not great, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, you can see the little tent. And the first time I stumbled upon this place, there was a guy up there. Let's see if there's one there now. Yes, there is. There's a guy right there. Can't tell what gun he has. So that's just something to be aware of. Sure, I saw someone down here. Okay, arm strength is not my friend. Alright, well, after scoping out the area a little bit, the approach is pretty easy. Distance is your friend. There's not much cover though from this angle, so you want to take your time before you start engaging, because if you're caught out in the open and you don't know where the enemies are, that's not great. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure I heard footsteps. Somehow he knows I'm here already. He went inside the loot room. No, I did not. Whoa. Okay, so 2 guys down. And there's a third up there. What's visibility like? We'll give our sniping a go. And he is totally unaware that anything's happening, it seems. And forevermore. Okay, so 3 guys at this location. $3 for me. So it's the same buildings. I think. Ooh, another one. I know you're down there somewhere. Let's get rid of this. There you are. Oh, that's no good.
Caught out in the open and you don't know where the enemies are, that's not great.
Oh, you're hitting me. Okay, I'm just gonna fall back. Treat this wound. Got a fractured arm. Deal with this problem first. He died. Hopefully I don't die. No fractured legs, so I'm happy. Where did he die? Um, he is. Hit him in the leg. Wow. Twice. No. So, yep, you can have occasionally 4 guys here. I don't know how that guy spotted me though, but anyway. Alright, so as I was saying, the layout is essentially the same. Oh no, not the layout. The buildings are essentially the same, just the orientation is a little bit changed up. So yeah, just check. Oh, got some Good Lad whiskey. Nice. Got a drink. Don't want. And this is the room. Usually at the other places with the weapons and or ammo box. So that's that room orientation, just a little bit different. And so you might be thinking there was no loot boxes there, so this sucks. This is a terrible loot spot. And if that door were closed, you'd be like, damn it, what's the key for this one? But the thing is, this one doesn't have a key. As you can see, usually it would say, even though it's great, it's already open, it would say unlock or whatever, and the key name. I guess I can't prove it to you right now, and you'll just have to try it out for yourself, but this loot room has no key. It is open all the time, and it has the firearms box, AK-19 again, take to sell, and it has random loot there. What's that? Polymer handguard with Picatinny, and it has the equipment box. So it's essentially no key, no key required, and all the loot that the other two have, with the exception of Hidden Poppy Fields South. So my final verdict is in descending order from best to worst as far as loot is concerned. I would put Hidden Poppy Fields South at the top as having the best loot. Then this one, Hidden Poppy Fields Northeast. Not so much for having the best loot, but having the or not having the necessity of having to find a key. And obviously with last place, as far as loot is concerned, being Hidden Poppy Fields North. Because you do need a key, and the loot is not that great. So that's it for this briefing. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe and like, even leave a comment. Any constructive criticisms are welcome, as long as they are constructive. Give me something to work with. Tell me what it is I'm doing wrong and what your suggestion is as to how I can fix it. That would be much appreciated and most welcome. Alright, this is Black Paladin 84 signing off. Stay safe, stay informed.